Recording in progress. Welcome everyone to our class tonight, which is the last for our term 3. And as I mentioned, one of the features of this class will be teaching you methods to burn off cortisol, this major stress hormone that could be accumulating in these strange times. Another feature of our class will be to work with breath-centered movement. In other words, the way we usually do, synchronizing breath and movement. So on the inhale, opening up, on the exhale, contracting or compressing. And this is working on our pranamaya kosha, our energy body. So I'm sort of letting you know what to expect and how it relates to your well-being. We're going to start with our little prayer, our ritual of invocation. So sitting upright, settle into your seat. Give your shoulders a shrug, as though you're shedding all the annoyances of the day, all of the activities. Make sure that you're present here in your body, in your seat, and take a couple of slower, full breaths. Just let that full breath flow in and flow out. And then as we say our invocation together, just think about the meaning of the words and how you relate to them, what they mean to you, whether you feel as though this is a lovely entry into our sort of communal circle of like-minded people. And it's really a way of connecting with something higher, something beyond our own small selves. So let your thumbs rest on your sternum and take a breath. May we be protected together. May we be nourished together. May we create strength and abundance. May we work together with great vigor. May we grow in clarity, in wisdom, and in peace. And again. May we be protected together. May we be nourished together. May we create strength and abundance. May we work together with great vigor. May we grow in clarity, wisdom, and peace. And just for a moment, sit with your eyes closed and think of some scene of abundance, of spring growth, of new life that is somewhere around where you are. Outside in the courtyard, the flowering cherry is a picture. It's like a beautiful big white bouquet, utterly covered. I'll send you a photograph. Maybe in your garden, there's some sort of spring action happening. Or on your local walks, you will have seen the wattles or the signs of spring. Just pause for a moment and reflect on that gratitude for having these signs of spring growth and abundance in your life. And now take your block. Let's begin in this seated spot, and it might be a book, it might be a box of tissues, whatever you've got, something you can hold on to in front of your chest. We're just going to move this around in a figure 8 shape and keeping the object facing in the same direction always, minimizing any movement of your ribs and chest and back. So it's limited to movements of your shoulders, the arms in the shoulder joint. See how that feels for your shoulders, and of course, limit it so that the movements are in a range that's comfortable for your shoulders. But you could explore, go a little wider or higher or lower, keeping your chest still, keeping the block or the book facing the same way. Trying out a bigger range of movements if that's accessible to you. And slow it down and go to your limit. Higher and lower and wider. And then let that go. Just let your shoulders relax. Give a little shrug. So pull forward, up and roll back and down. Shake out your wrists. And just see the effect on your body of that movement. So we're starting to warm up the shoulder joints, the wrists. Let's do it again. So holding onto your block, keeping it facing in the same direction always. Maybe that you're holding it like this or on its thinner edge. It doesn't really matter. But explore the full range of movements of your arms in the shoulder joints. Higher and lower, maybe a little behind the trunk, and as wide as is comfortable. And then relax, take a deep breath in and out. Give a shoulder shrug, forward, up and rolling down. And then move across to your mat. Oh, I have to move the chair out of the way. Take your block with you. And stand in Tadasana. Anchor down through those 3 points of your feet, base of the big toe, base of the little toe, center of your heel. A secure, stable footing. And then draw yourself up tall, little support through the belly. We'll continue some movements for the shoulders and breathing, accompanying the movements with a synchronized breath. So we're going to slowly inhale, lift your arms into cactus arms, and then exhale, soften your knees a little and bring the arms in front with the sides of your hands touching and pull in the belly. And do that again. Inhale to cactus arms. I'll turn side on. So you can observe the tail turns down in this small squat and we bring the arms in front. And cactus again. Breath. Exhale. Squeeze in below the navel. And this time go wider into a wide V if it's good for your shoulders. And then slowly exhale, pulling in below the navel. Maybe arms directly up to the ceiling, full stretch. And exhale. Arms in front, pulling your shoulders forward. And this time, let the backs of your hands touch overhead. And then coming down into that exhale, firm position. And then release. Reach around, clasp behind, hands behind the back. Draw your shoulders back and reach your arms outwards from your body. And then let the arms go. Shrug the shoulders. Observe how you feel. When we breathe slowly and deeply and synchronize the movement with the breath, it adds an energy boost to our system. So we're going to do that, those 4 arm positions once again. So first, inhale slowly into cactus arms, standing up tall, elbows at shoulder height. And then exhale, bring your arms in front. Let your tail turn down, small squat. Inhale to V shape. Exhale. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. Full stretch, lengthen spine. Exhale, pulling in below the navel, and your pelvic floor is part of that action. And then sweep around, backs of the hands touching perhaps. And let it go back into that strong, stable exhale position. And then sweep the hands behind the back, interlace your fingers, lift up your sternum, take your arms away from your back, squeeze your shoulder blades. Let it go, place your hands around the hips. We'll do a back arch, forward bend. Inhale, press forward. Squeeze the buttocks and let the front of the groin open. And then let it go. Tuck your chin down. Gradually move down into your forward bend. Deep, slow, luxurious forward bend. Stay for a few moments. Just remembered I should mute everyone. And then gradually unwind, bending your knees, gradually taking your spine up again, and repeat the back arch forward bend movement. So taking your time to really sense the change, that the tissues in the front lengthening. And then your lower back in particular lengthening in the forward bend. Pull in the belly, dangle there loose for a bit. And then let it go, unwind the spine and take some Kati Chakrasana, but make the movements bigger. Wild, flinging arms. If we want to deplete the cortisol, the stress hormone, which is in our system, vigorous muscular movements are very helpful. We sort of burn it off. Take your weight onto one foot, reach and reach, full stretch. And then we'll change it to diagonal arm swings. So widen your stance, take a breath in, lift up to a V shape, and then sweeping down towards the opposite foot. And inhale, V-shaped arms. Exhale. Slow, strong movements, coordinated with your breath. Inhale and open up. Exhale and fold. Do a few more. Inhale. Lift the chest and fold. One more to each side. Then we're going to turn our feet so that now the right foot faces forward. Fold your right arm against the right thigh. Sweep the left arm forward and up in a long, powerful, dynamic pose, Parsvakonasana. So push down through that back heel, stretch through the side of your trunk, reach up to the fingertips with intensity. And then lower the arm, let it swing back past the hip. Pivot your feet around so we can go to the second side. So your stance is wide, left arm folds, and then sweep the right arm forward. Open the chest, look out of the pose, and accentuate that sloping line formed by your posture. Let it go. Turn the feet so they're parallel now, arms at shoulder height and wide, and then take a symmetrical forward bend. Let your hands slide down towards your ankles, holding on calves or ankles. Draw your chest downwards. A few breaths. And then lift up your chest, unwind the spine, and we're going to move our weight onto the right foot. So you have your feet facing to the front and leaning all of your weight over to the right, hands on the right thigh, deep knee bend. And then push into that right foot. Weight goes across to the left. Maybe there's a sense of stretching in the inside right thigh. Push into that left foot, move across. Down you go. Deep, deep squat on the right foot. And push off. And over you go to the left. Deep squat. And then stand and turn your body up to the front of the mat. We'll move into the sort of opening movements of salute to the sun. So it's not going to be exactly traditional. We'll vary it a bit. Stand with your feet under hips, facing parallel with one another. Lift up your chest, stand tall. Take a breath in, raise the arms overhead, and then squat. So explore your capacity to squat. If you need to change your arm position, fine. Keep your shoulders comfortable and your legs strong. And then let your arms drop down, stand up tall again. Bring your hands back to your heart. We're going to do that again. So choose your arm position. Inhale, take the arm action. Exhale, squat. Hold for 3 breaths. And then release the arms. Stand up tall, hands at the heart. And then we'll move into the sequence of Surya Namaskar. Soft knees, reaching up. And then hands drawing down the midline, all the way to the floor. Step back left and step back right into downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Accentuate the length of your spine. And then we're going to step up, come out of it again. So step up right. Make your way up to standing and sweep the arms to the ceiling and down in front of the heart. Let's do the same on the second side. So we'll do 1 squat and then continue with the flow. So take your arm position. Inhale, squat, hold for 3 breaths. And then lower the arms, stand up tall in Tadasana. Bring your hands to your heart. And then soft knees, inhale, sweep around and up. And then bring your hands down the midline to the floor. Step back right and left into down dog. Hold for 3. Making the most of your strong shoulders, lifting up your pelvis and lengthening the spine. And then step up with your left and then your right and sweep up to the ceiling, down in front of the heart. And then turn on your mat with a wide stance. We're going to do a little goddess pose. So more vigorous cortisol burning action. So we're going to turn our toes out with a wide stance. Bring your hands to your heart. Then inhale, reach arms wide into a V. And slowly exhale, cactus arms and squatting down into goddess pose. So this is a wide leg squat and your palms are facing forward and your legs are working hard and you're breathing. And then inhale, arms reach up, legs are straight. Come down in front of the heart. Let's do that again. Inhale, wide V arms. Exhale, cactus arms with a squat. Just attempt a little deeper squat. Maybe that's available to you. And draw in your belly to give some support for the back. 2 more breaths. And then rise up with your wide V-shaped arms. Legs straight. Hands in front of the chest. Turn and make your way back to the front of the mat. We're going to omit the squat and go further into Surya Namaskar. Hands at the heart. Take a breath or 2. Feel the energy in your body. Feel the circulating vitality, the pulsation of life. And then soften your knees. Inhale, sweep up. Hands down the midline as you move into a forward bend. Step back with your left. Fold your right arm against the right thigh. We're moving into Parsvakonasana. Take your left hand behind your waist. Open up the chest. Bring your lower hand into a mudra. You're looking out of the pose. Feet and legs strong, as though you could stretch the mat. So your front foot is trying to push forward, your back foot is trying to push back, and then let it go. Lift and straighten. Turn your feet so they're parallel. We'll do a symmetrical forward bend. Take a breath in, and then exhale. Hinge from your hips, hands sliding down towards your feet. Take a few slow breaths there. And then take both of your hands around towards the right foot. Pivot your feet around so that you can push off with the back foot to step up. And then sweep the arms up to the ceiling. Inhale. Back to the heart. Let's do the same on the second side. Take a breath in and out. Stand up very tall and strong. Let's begin. Soft knees. Inhale, sweep around and up. And then hands drawing down the midline to the floor. Step back with your left. And lift up your trunk. Rest your left arm against the left thigh. tuck your right hand behind your waist and turn your chest out to the other side. So your chest is open, lifted off that thigh. Lower hand in a mudra. Stretch the mat between your feet. Your legs are strong. A breath or two. And then inhale, lift up your chest, and we'll make a symmetrical forward bend. So I'm going to turn around. So wide stance, feet parallel. Take a breath in, lift up your chest. Exhale, hinge down from your hip joints. Hands sliding way down to your ankles. Pull your chest in. A few breaths. And then take both hands to one foot, pivot around so that you can push off and step up. Reach up to the ceiling. And then draw your hands down in front of your chest. Pause there. Take a breath or two. So we've probably done enough vigorous, strong movement to deplete the cortisol levels, which might have been gathering in your blood system after another week of lockdown. So let's focus for a bit now on actions which will help us to feel stable and at ease. One of the sutras, maybe chapter 124 or something, I forget. It just says, asanam sthiram sukham. It's just 3 words. And it means asana should be steady and comfortable. It should be, engender a feeling of steadiness and strength. And at the same time, a feeling of being at ease. So we'll change the tempo a little and do some practices which are more flowing, gives the feeling of fluidity. So take a little swaying movement, your arms describing a figure 8 pattern. Drop down low, swirling about, and allow your whole spine, your back, your shoulders to move freely and smoothly. You could just make it up as you go along. That's what I'm doing. So get that feeling of movement, of a flowing nature, a dance-like movement. And then gradually step your feet together. And we'll take a little balance. So we're going to practice Garudasana. That's the eagle pose. So inhale, raise your arms in front, cross the right arm under the left one, wrap your arms around one another, lift the elbows a little. So feel the sensations behind your shoulders and engage support through the abs. And then we're going to lift off the left heel, pick up the knee, take the leg across, just so that your toes touch the floor, and sit down in a bit of a squat. So the toes of your left foot are touching the floor for balance. And then inhale, rise up, uncross the legs, let the arms open out smoothly, and then drop them down back in front of your heart. And then we'll go to the other side. So first, arms come forward, left arm under right this time, wrap them around, move your weight onto your left foot, get that feeling of steadiness and ease. Bring the right knee up, take it across, Let your toes touch the floor and sit down into a squat. So your legs are pressed together. All of your energy seems to be focused in the midline. And then let it go. Release the arms, let them open gracefully as you move back onto 2 feet. Again, right arm under left, wrap around. Weight moves to the right foot. So provide some support with your abdominals. Bring up the left knee, cross it over, and then sitting down into Garudasana. Hold it for a breath or two. Squeeze your legs together and find that power in the midline. And then arms open out, ease in the shoulders, in the hips. Move your weight to the left. Left arm under right this time. We're going to take the right knee across the left, toes on the floor. Sit down into Garudasana. Hold for a breath or two. And feel your power. Feel the focus, the strength, the awareness of how you're using your body to maintain balance. And then release the arms, softly open. Stand on 2 feet and then lower your arms by your sides. Just close your eyes for a moment. Come into Tadasana. So tall and upright. Maybe shrug your shoulders. Let your shoulders soften. We've done a bit for shoulders. Take a few quiet breaths. And then we could move down onto the floor for some Chakravakasana. If you'd prefer to stay standing with your hands on a chair, let me see, we could, Chakravakasana is, from tabletop. So chair version would be something like this. I've got my hands on the seat of the chair and I'm inhaling, bringing my heart forward and then bending the knees, sinking back to lengthen the spine. Heather, that might appeal to you more than coming down onto the floor, but if you're fine with hands and knees option, then let's do that. Set up with your shoulders above your wrists, hips above your knees. Take a breath in, draw your heart forward, look to the front. And slowly undulating your spine, lifting up the belly and sinking back towards the heels. Make it a slow, gradual movement. And then draw forward, scooping low. And then tuck your chin down, spine to the ceiling, draw your belly in, and slowly back as far as you want to go. Keep it slow and somewhat rhythmic. Unless, of course, you enjoy that exhale, long spine position so much that you want to stay there longer, that's fine too. One more like that. Undulating your spine. Engaging pelvic floor and belly on the exhale. Sinking down into extended child. Then come forward again. We'll do a little hip strengthening movement. I'm going to inhale, drive my right heel straight back behind the hip. Then rotate the leg and swing it around towards the side. And I'm turning to look to that foot. Then back and up to the ceiling. Then underneath the chest, head coming towards the knee. Again, inhale, drive the right leg straight back. Then bring the leg around to the side of the body. Foot is flexed. Then take the leg back and bend the knee, foot to the ceiling, looking out in front. Exhale, knee comes under the chest, head towards the knee. One more like that. Drive back, rotate around to the side, back behind the hip, bend the knee, lift the foot, and then under the chest. And pause, sink down into extended child. Have a moment of rest. Now we'll do the same with the left leg. Left hip muscles getting stronger. Are you ready? From hands and knees, strong neutral spine. Inhale, drive back through the heel, toes to the floor. Then rotate the leg, swing to the left side. Inhale, take the leg back, lift the foot. Exhale, under the chest, nose to knee. In your own time, go again. Slow, full breaths. Drive back. Rotate. Back and up to the ceiling. And then exhale. Lower the head towards the knee. And then come down to the mat. Sit for a moment. Let's sit in Baddha Konasana. In other words, you could be on your blanket if you like. Got my blanket there. Soles of the feet together. Knees wide. Do a little hip flexing. See if you have scope to bring your feet a little closer. And engage Ujjayi breath, the throat breath, the ocean sound breath. So your throat is slightly constricted and there's a husking quality to the breath. Make your breath slow. Firm the belly on the exhale. And with your Ujjayi breath, inhale, lift the knees. And slowly exhale with Ujjayi breath. Let the knees open to the side. We'll do 5 breaths like that. Breath is slow and throaty. And after that, let the breath go. Straighten out your legs, give them a shake. Sit upright. Let your breath slow down. And we take a gentle twist. So I'm going to bend my right knee, just slide the heel up towards the sit bone, wrap my left arm around, let my chest turn against the thigh. So I'm turning against that right leg, pushing out through the left heel, letting the head turn to the right. So my chest and thigh are close together, sitting up. And then gently release the hold on the knee, slide the leg out straight, give the legs a shake. And then slide the left heel up towards the sit bone, wrap the right arm around, press your chest against the thigh and rotate to the left. A few breaths, spine tall, pulling in below the navel. And then release that hold. Slide the legs out straight. Give them a shake. Take a slow breath in and out. We'll do that once again. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Right heel comes up towards the right sit bone. Sit up tall. Reach up with the left. And then wrap around. Wrap that knee. Take your right hand behind you. Push out through the left heel. Rotate to the right. Take a few breaths. And then keep your chest still. Turn just your head. Slowly looking over your left shoulder. And then slowly returning to look over your right. And then release that pose. Slide the right leg out straight. Give a shake. And then the second side. So left heel comes in. Take your right hand up to the ceiling. Stretch, stretch, stretch through the right side. And now wrap the right arm around. So chest and thigh are close. Turn your chest to the left. Pushing out through the right heel. A few breaths. And then keep your chest still. Turn your head slowly. So rotate, looking to the right. And then gently back again. Look to the left. And then release the pose. Straighten the leg. Give a shake. Let's do a little breathing practice. So make yourself a sitting spot. If you choose your blanket or a chair, either way, perfectly fine. I'm going to sit on my blanket. So we'll choose a pranayama that will calm the nervous system. So through the various phases of this class, I've been focusing with a slightly different purpose. So the aim of the whole class is that it should be balanced and leave you feeling as though my physical body feels as though I've had a bit of a release. I've done some strengthening practices. I've mobilized my joints, which is good if you've been doing a lot of sitting. We exercise quite vigorously, more vigorously than sometimes we do. And that's great for metabolizing any stress hormones that are circulating in your blood system. So notice how you feel after that practice design. And we'll complete the process of finding stability and ease. Asanam, sthiram, sukham. Just say that if you like. So the Sanskrit is very, condensed. 3 words in this sutra. Asanam, sthiram, that's Sthiram, sthiram, sukham. And sthira means steady and firm. Sukham means comfortable and at ease. So that's a very concise description of how asana should be steady and comfortable. So hopefully now you're ready to sit and it feels comfortable. And we'll take that further with a calming pranayama practice. So we'll use alternate nostril breath. We'll begin with our hands in position to alternate which nostril we're breathing through. And after a few rounds, then just allow your hands to come back and continue the practice mentally. So you're mentally enacting the alternate practice. So sitting up tall, let your first and second fingers come to the eyebrow center. Close off the right nostril with the pad of your thumb underneath. Take a slow breath in through the left nostril. Then close that with your ring finger. Exhale slowly through the right side. And inhale right nostril. Seal off the nostril with the thumb. Exhale through the left. Keep going. Maintain that steady, slow breath, which helps to balance the 2 sides of our brain. Brings a sense of harmony. When you feel as though you've got this practice in a comfortable groove, you're familiar with the sensation of breath flowing up through one nostril towards the eyebrow center and flowing down from the eyebrow center to exhale through the opposite side. And you could let your hands come down to the knees and continue it mentally. Let your shoulders stay relaxed, dropping down away from ears. And you're imagining, sensing the flow of air in through one nostril, out through the other. The other aspect is that you're aiming to make the breath slower than your natural breath. And we do this because it has a calming effect. Shifts our nervous system operation towards the parasympathetic. Do 2 more rounds. A round is 2 full breaths. So mentally tracking that breath. Inhale left nostril up towards the eyebrow center. Exhale right side. Inhale right nostril up to the third eye center. Exhale left. And then let the practice go. Just simply sit. And if you wish, you could place one hand above your heart, one hand on the belly. For some reason, this is a very soothing sort of action. It's calming and quietening. And scientists don't understand why, but it seems that we naturally favor one version over the other. In other words, for me, having my right hand on top, my left hand on the belly, sits well with me, whereas left hand on the top, right hand on the belly just feels awkward and uncomfortable, odd. So experiment with your own body. Which version suits you best? Is it feel right and at home to have your left hand on top, or does it feel better with your right hand on top? And this seems to be independent of handedness, which is another intriguing little bit of research. In other words, people have tested, if you're right-handed, do you always sit with the right on top or right on the belly? And there's no connection. There's no correlation between whether you're right-handed or left-handed and which hand you prefer on top. I'm going to chant a mantra about my true nature is the heart. Atma Hridaya. You might have heard this once or twice before. So just place one hand over your heart, one hand on the belly, little massage as though you're connecting to your deepest feelings and the sensations in your body. Atma Hridaya, Hridaya Mahi, Aham Amrite, Amritam Anandam Brahmani, Atma Hridaya, Hridaya Mahi, Aham Amrite, Amritam Anandam Brahmani. Om. The words of the mantra simply say, my true self, my true nature is my heart, my heart seems to hold my true self. Just sit for a moment. Rest in your true self, your essential, authentic sense of you. So hold on to that sense of touch, sense of closeness to your heart and your physical being, and the sense of who you are. And then please move down into Shavasana. We'll take a short relaxation. And you will know it's come to an end when you hear the sound of the gong. So stretch out with your warmth, with your support. If you need to make any little movements to feel at ease, experience the steadiness of being close to the earth on the ground or in your chair, stable, safe, earthed. Feel the free-flowing breath. Let that breath be long and luxurious, full of ease. Rest deeply. Say to yourself the sutra, asanam sthiram sukham. Asanam sthiram sukham. I am steady. I am at ease. I am steady. I am at ease. So while you're in stillness, you're still alert, full of awareness. The body, mind, and spirit at one in stillness. That is yoga. Now gently returning. Time now to make your breath stronger. Take some small movements. A couple of stretchy breaths. So reach out, activate the spine again. And when you're ready, roll over, come to sit. And I've chosen a quote from my little collection, the first one in the book. I wrote it as the first in the book because I've always loved this, from Jiddu Krishnamurti. You must understand the whole of life, not just one little part of it. That is why you must read. That is why you must look at the skies. That is why you must sing and dance and write poems and suffer and understand. For all of that is life. I think we should include a few more things, like that's why you must wear a mask in a pandemic. That is why you must take care and stay safe. That is why you must keep practicing your yoga to stay sane and strong. So I hope you've enjoyed our classes on Zoom. Yes, I think teaching on Zoom is not ideal, but it's better than not being with you at all. So I do hope you've enjoyed our term, and we could finish with chanting Shanti, 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 peace. Let's all chant that. Take a breath. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om. Thank you so much, everyone. Stay well and stay safe. And I'll be in touch with you about starting up again for another term. You know, it's all a bit haywire and uncertain, but Neville and I were planning to go away in the first week of October, so that's not going to happen anymore. So we won't have a 3-week break as I had previously thought. We can't have our summer renewal on the 10th, but possibly it'll be on the 17th, but I'll be in touch with you and let you know. So we'll probably just have a 2-week break and start up again after that. So I will unmute you. There's something funny going on with my screen. I can only see the top of 2 people's heads. So I don't know. The technology has failed me again. I can't unmute. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Great class, Pam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So keep practicing and
when we get the
enjoy
link for this one, I will do it again.
Okay.
It was just what I needed tonight.
I reckon I might too, Rowena.
Well, enjoy the spring and keep moving and stay strong.
You too, Pam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye,
thank
everyone.
you.
See you next time.
Everyone.
Bye.
Everyone.
Bye.